20. And it's just it's taking a minute. Let me know if you see anything on your end, because I am not seeing.
No, it just says waiting for late night football.
Okay. Alright, I'm keeping clicking on going live. Alright. It says we're live. So here we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Late Night Football and our second live episode in our history, but our first one for today. And we're gonna do 3 videos, hopefully without any technical errors and without any echoes or things like that. But we're doing it, we're live, we're here, and we're gonna talk about the game that just finished, Manchester City against Sheffield. And really interesting game, really great game. 1-0 to Manchester City. Joining me today, we've got Gaurav here live with us. Gaurav, welcome on the show. And nice to have
Thanks
you.
for having me back, right?
Yes, absolutely. And it's great to have you here to talk about today's game, 1-0 to Manchester City. It's a great game. What were your impressions, before I get into the talking points? What were your impressions from this game?
Like we were not at our best, I would say, but the result is what matters, and we got 3 points in the end, so like it's fine with me. And we got a clean sheet as well, so that's for us, like since the season started. So good result at the end.
Yeah, for sure. And it's important as well that we keep that. I'm sorry, I'm just getting an error. So just give me a second. All right, I think it's okay. All right, yeah, it is a little bit slow, the stream, but hopefully that'll pick up as we go along with this. But there was a few talking points here, and then we have to talk about that. So let's talk about that first goal from Kyle Walker. Really good goal from Kyle Walker, by the way. A nice crisp shot. I wasn't expecting it to go in when it went in. So it's, uh,
Yeah, me neither.
really good. But the good work though was done by Kevin De Bruyne and Raheem Sterling. And we always talk about Kevin De Bruyne doing a lot
Yeah,
of good work, but City are really lucky to have those players on the Kevin De Bruyne and Sterling.
I think more than De Bruyne, it was Sterling who was like the run he made. He almost took on 4 defenders, if I think right,
Yeah.
and then passed to De Bruyne, and then you know what De Bruyne is capable of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't even expected that Walker would take a shot like from like 20-25 years out. So good goal.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's definitely a very, very good a pass from Sterling, from De Bruyne to Sterling, and then Sterling, instead of crossing, he makes that nice pass to Walker, and it goes in. What was interesting, and we spoke about this at the preview show. We said that I didn't see Sheffield scoring a goal in this game, because it's really an issue for Sheffield is getting goals. And it looks like that happened today. They're really blunt in attack. There was, I think, one shot on target. It isn't good enough, even though nobody was expecting Sheffield to win. But the fact that they didn't trouble City as much in front of goal is a worry, and it just feels like now they're getting dragged into this relegation battle, even though they probably don't want to get dragged into it. It looks like they are getting dragged into it.
Yes, they are, and I don't think anyone expected this to happen. Like their performance last season, like they
Mm-hmm.
finished like seventh or eighth, right, on
Yeah,
in the table,
top half. Yeah.
and yeah, in top half. And I think they are yet to score inside the box from an open play this season. Like
Yeah.
their only goal is came from a penalty. I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's very tough going for them, and I think they will be in the relegation battle this year.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, we know one team, Fulham, probably are definitely going to be relegated. But then it's a matter of like who's
Yes, they
defining
will.
them, and Sheffield don't want to be in that battle, but it looks like they're there, and it's a big issue for them, and I don't think Brewster is there yet. I know he had a good half season with Derby last season, but he just doesn't look like he's
Yes,
ready. And maybe in time we will say, I hope not, but maybe we'll say that Liverpool mugged Sheffield for that. There is history with Liverpool, but hopefully early days, and hopefully Brewster can do well. Also, just drop in your comments and questions as well about this game if you have any, and you're watching this. Please let us know what you think, or if you have any particular questions, we'd be happy to answer them or address them as you go, because there might be things that we miss as well in our analysis, so you can let us know what you think as well. But the one thing that I noticed as well, even with Sheffield being blunt, was that City are very wasteful, and it is a problem. I know they didn't have a proper striker today, but it just looks like there's something. It's that final pass is not coming through, or that final shot is being rushed. But it is making it. It could have cost them. It did cost them against West Ham. It almost cost them today. And it is a problem that Pep needs to address.
Yeah, he does. He does actually, and a lot of that has been down to us missing the strikers like both Aguero and Jesus. And Mahrez was last season or even the season before that. He was one who scored a lot of goals, and like his conversion rate has gone down drastically. And to be honest, I don't think he should be starting games with the current form he's in. And maybe Foden could start, and Raheem could shift to the right wing. And Raheem has always been wasteful. Like that's his problem always. He could be a 30, 35 or 40 goal winger. He could score that many goals if he like, improves his finishing,
Yeah.
but it doesn't come to him naturally. So that's not going to happen as well.
Yeah, I mean, Mahrez is an issue. I mean, with Sterling, at least you get a little bit of that. Today, you at least got a little bit of that trickery, that creativity. He was trying to make passes. He did a few passes did come off. Mahrez was just like running into blind alleys, like thinking like he. It almost feels with Mahrez is like he knows what he wants to do.
It's trying too hard,
Yeah, it's
maybe.
almost like he doesn't know what he knows what he wants to do first, but then he doesn't know what he wants to do next. Like almost like he doesn't expect to get through or whatever. There is issues there with Mahrez. And I don't know if it's confidence, if it's composure, but it is something that needs to be sorted out quickly. As you said, otherwise he's going to be out of the team.
Yes, and he's like actually pretty one-dimensional as well. Like defenders know that he's going to cut on his stronger left foot, and he always does that. So maybe that's an issue as well. He should mix up his game a little. Or yeah, I even think Bernardo Silva could play in his place.
Mm-hmm.
And Gundogan, Rodri, and KDB could play in the middle.
Yep. Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Um, and here's my thing on that as well. Is in our previous show, somebody said that Mahrez is becoming like Antonio Valencia. I don't know if it is true, but as a City fan, is that harsh, or do you think that is an accurate
Yes, yeah,
assessment?
that's an explanation, definitely. Like
Yeah.
he's bit similar. Like you could say that he's going towards that phase, like where you could be compared to Antonio Valencia, but right now I don't think so.
Yeah.
Valencia didn't had any end product like they did.
Well, he eventually became a right back. So let's hope that doesn't
Yeah, he
happen
did. He did. Like,
with with Mahrez. But final thoughts I think on this one. City though kept another clean sheet, which is I think those things are very important this season to keep clean sheets, and they kept one today. And it's starting to look like City's defense is now they have a first choice back four. They seem to understand how to play. Ruben Diaz, I thought he was a good signing. He's proven to really help out in that defense. So it looks like at least that area is sorted. That at least they have a solid defense now.
yeah, we do. I still think we're missing a left back. Like Cancelo can play there definitely, but he's not very good
Mm-hmm.
defensively. Like he's good going forward and that, but against stronger teams and against the likes of Salah and all, like he's going to struggle. I know that. So maybe we can left back in January, and it would turn out to be even better. But yeah, Diaz has certainly improved our defense, and he's finally we've got a defender. We could say like he's a proper defender, right, and not those ball playing centre back nonsense that we had like with Stones and all. So yeah, it's good to see him, and Laporte and him could form a really good partnership, and I hope he will.
Yeah, yeah. I think that could very well be the foundations of something very interesting and very solid to come. We're gonna talk. We've got about 15 minutes before the next Chelsea game, so I don't want to keep you from that in case you're interested in watching that. But we're gonna get into final thoughts for the next game, because next game for City, and we're not talking about the Champions League, but the next Premier League game against Liverpool. That's a big one. It's an early clash of the Titans. You could call it like it's a clash of maybe the title challengers once again. What's interesting that I noticed, and we'll talk about it in the previous show, but even here, just to get your thoughts on this, it's essentially a really good attack against a really good defense, and it's a sort of questionable defense against a sort of questionable attack. So it's like a nice contrast, isn't it? For these two teams in terms of how in terms of the areas that they're excelling in and the areas that they're struggling in.
Yeah, so definitely is. And I think Van Dijk's injury is like it's going to hurt Liverpool a
For
lot. And
sure.
yes, you're right. Like we are like it's completely opposite. And we are good defensively, but like we aren't that good going forward that we were in like the Centuria season, not the season after that. So it has completely turned around of us for us. I
Yeah.
don't think I would be saying this, but our defense is looking good. But there is that final ball is missing, and we are our strikers and wingers are also wasting a lot of chances. So yes, that is the case actually.
Mm-hmm. Aguero might be back for the next game. There is talk that he might be back. So if he is, then that increases, at least helps out in that particular area of the field. So we'll wait and watch on that, on what happens. And at this, yeah, I think, yeah, this is the thing. When a team wins, when City wins, you don't necessarily have a lot of talking points because it's a nice win, and we can't really have a lot of controversy. But I think in the end it was a nice straightforward win. If there was one, who was your man of the match, Gaurav?
Walker,
Walker.
without it.
Yeah, I think he.
Yes,
I'm sorry, we missed that one.
yeah, Walker.
Walker,
Like
yeah. Okay,
there's no two ways about it.
yeah, yeah. He was actually pretty good, and I think not just with the goal, but I think even defensively, he made a lot of interceptions. He read the play very well. He had made a few driving runs as well forward. I think there was another opportunity in the second half as well. We actually nutmegged the defender and just went through,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
couldn't finish. Yeah, if I can be contrarian, I'll give it to Aaron Ramsdale. I think he made a lot of good saves. I know
Yes, it
the
did.
fashion is to pick City players, but if you picked a Sheffield United player, I think it would be Aaron Ramsdale. He made a lot of good saves. It was lot of good positions. Maybe could have been done better for that first goal, for that goal for City, but it's a bit harsh to say that. But yeah, I think he was excellent. But that's the issue when you have your goalkeeper playing the best game. That's not ideal for a team. um,
Yes, it did it. And
yeah.
actually, I think like he could have done better, but the conditions that were like it was like pouring, right, and the ball was skidding off the surface. So
Hmm.
he could have done better. That still, I think it would be harsh one on him.
Yeah.
We
No.
shouldn't blame him.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, it's definitely going to be something for Sheffield to address. But we will see what happens. We've got two more games coming up, and so far so good. I think it looks like I think there's a bit of a lag in the stream, but if you watch it from the start, maybe it is not an issue. But thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed the game. Manchester City 1, Sheffield nil. That is the final score from the first game of this Premier League weekend that we have today. We'll be back again in a couple of hours with the match reactions from the Chelsea Burnley game. We're gonna have Nishikant Sharma for that one. I'm gonna set up the stream in a little bit, so you will have that information, and do join us in a couple of hours for that one. But thank you so much for joining today. We'll see you again soon. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for joining as well. I really appreciate your time. And I know it's a much better thing when you have to talk about a win as opposed to having to talk about a
And
draw.
finally, Rohit, the voodoo is broken, right? Like
Yes.
City dropping points
Yes, finally, City.
whenever.
Yeah, the curse isn't real. I mean, if that was real, then United would be losing every game because I'm on the show every day. But it's not. It doesn't happen that way. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But no. But I know. I understand absolutely. But thank you so much for joining. I really